What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 5. Picking up from where we left off last episode, we have fully wrapped up with the Bellarat Tower settlement. So the first thing we're going to be doing this episode is just kind of handling a few things with our NPCs. So we're going to have to talk to Ansbach here, go over a few things, and then we're going to go down here to talk to the Hornsip. Moore has nothing new going on. Obviously, if you want to pick up some consumables he's selling, that's always there. And for whatever reason, I guess because where I backed up my save, this option of dialogue is still here. It's the same thing, so we'll quickly cover it.
These are not, should you
So what you're really trying to do is go over the cross at the tower.
As suspected, kindly Mikola has visited the lands which hold the tower and appears intent on wholly dispossessing himself. He must be seeking entrance to the Tower of Shadow.
Alright, so that's going to catch him on up. Then we're going to jump to 3 paths across right here. So when he met the somewhat hidden NPC at the Bellarat Tower settlement, she gave you the stew, the scorpion stew. Well, since he's one of the tower folk, this is a stew that he's got to remember. It's supposed to mean something to him, so we're gonna hand that on over. Give scorpion stew.
Do you think me in need of alms? But this dish, 'tis fare of the tower. And I remember fondly this kin-clad scent brings back memories I'd all but forgot. This, by my troth, is but a dismal copy. Indeed, I think it rather plain to see things.
He's kind of a dick about it. But either way, talk to him again. He's going to give you some furnace biscuits, and those are quite rare. Now, since Scorpion Stew is so good to have, we are going to jump back to the small private altar because it, vastly boosts physical damage negation. It's super nice to have for boss fights. Unfortunately, you can only carry one at a time. So until you discard it, use it, give it away, you won't be able to, stack these items up. Now, the first time, yes, we did need to have on a special helm to talk to her. Once you've done that once, you don't have to worry about it again.
Oh, that's pretty, Ivan.
Alright, so that's the Scorpion Stew. And then from here, we could actually just jump back to 3 paths across. So we're going to be working towards Castle Incis. You do not want to do Castle Incis for quite some time because right after are potential triggers, and there is a lot to do. So you can't see it, but you have like a whole water area here to knock out. There's like, one path here, and this goes under the landmass here. That leads to other regions we're going to have. And then even up here, like that's, a dead end. Has NPCs, important items. Then you have this whole area. Then there's like another path right beside it over here with the cave, really big cave. And then over here there's a forge, and there's just a lot going on. Over here there's a catacomb. So that's what we're going to be working towards. Firstly, I would like to cover this camp. And honestly, we could pretty much stick on Torrent. So like this whole side we're not going to touch. We've already cleared it. We got the perfume bottle. So I tell you guys to follow along. I'm not doing stuff twice. It makes no sense to do so. So we're not touching anything here. Only thing here is one cookbook. There's like 2 loose little items on the bridge. So we're just going to take Torrent right across, pick up our loose loot. Then we will go over to the castle front so we can just come in from the back road here and just kind of go behind, as there's going to be some knights and stuff. Grab our cookbook, and then, we'll go from there. It's too much. I mean, because I did the whole platinum walkthrough. For anyone that doesn't know, this is a newer channel. This is why we're just doing this now. Even though, the game's a couple years old, DLC's a year old. Newer channel. Finally had time to cover a walkthrough, since people will come back to these games for years to come. I wanted to have, a good walkthrough on my channel for my followers. So with that being said, we're not going to be spending the extra time. We're already, 80 hours in, right? So if we've already covered something, we're not going to do it again. There are people that have, actually tuned in since the start, and they want to get shit done. I don't blame them. So if we've done something once, that's it. That's what we're doing. So once you pick up your items, guys, we're just going to go all the way towards Castle Incis to get the Site of Grace. If you have not yet got this, that's going to be right here. Now from here, I guess we'll rest to Diagro so I can actually talk to you guys for a second, because apparently they're not having it. So either way, getting on the main path, like I said, if you were to go down, there's nothing over here inside of a tent. It's actually this tent right here. We're going to go up the back road, sneak in between, and grab a cookbook from this tent. And it is a good cookbook. It's very good. It lets you craft what is called fire coils, which are like these fireballs that target enemies and do so much. Like if we get hit with one, it'll do like 90% of our fucking health. I shit you not. Like it's crazy. There's a guy right around the corner that's using. I'll show you. It's wild. But either way, if we sneak on in, should line you up for a backstab. It's going to be the smaller guys too, right there. But hopefully. Because he's the only real threat here. Obviously, these guys can kill you like anyone can. So you gotta just stagger your attacks? No, you're not. That shit ain't gonna happen. Yeah, he's the biggest, so these guys aren't that bad. It's just if they stagger their attacks, they can be. Now right here is gonna be the cookbook. So now that we have that, we'll jump back. Yeah, we have a lot to cover, so we're just gonna move through it. Alright, so from this point, we're going to be knocking out a catacomb. If you were to look at your map, you're going to see an area that kind of goes through a little bit of woods here, and it goes in between the castle and this cliff. You can't get here now, but if you follow this around, it's going to curve, and over by this map marker is a catacomb. However, this map marker doesn't come too much later, so we can't get that just yet. But what we can do is go ahead and knock out this catacomb. So that's what we're going to do. However, when we leave here, we're going to go through the tents. First thing we're going to do is kind of curve around, go under the bridge, and this one building here has a talisman. And it's part of the castle, but it's kind of off on its own, so we're just going to do it now. So the guy using fire coil, if anyone is interested in it, is right here. I guess I'll only take a quick second to show you guys what it can do. So let him hit us with it. Nope, I don't want your actual war, I want your consumable. There you go. Watch our health bar. Oh, you see that shit? That's fucking absurd. Isn't that fucking fair? Yeah. So that's what it's gonna do for you too, I would expect. I've never used it, but damn, that's fucking intense right there. So I would assume it to be a very, very good consumable. So from here, yep, there he is. There's gonna be a few of these like really, really big arcade enemies, and you see how much trouble it is. Let's go ahead and try to put these guys out. There you go. And we're going to keep working our way down. There's going to be 2 more right here. Oh, I didn't get off in time, cocksucker. Thank you. Now, their damage output is pretty immense, so, be cautious, guys. Be cautious. Especially this fucker. And if you guys want to take out the bad sword, you can. Other than that, there's really not anything happening. What we're going to do is we're just going to follow this around. Then we can jump straight across. It's just a little gap, but, make sure you jump. This is going to be your Spell Drake Talisman +3. I did tell you guys there's, the next tier of defensive talismans, and, of every defensive talisman in the DLC. So Spell Drake, Hailing Drake, Flame Drake, all of them. You're going to get +3 variants for every single one. And then your defensive talismans, as far as like statuses, like your Stalwart, you'll get +2 variants. Because there's the regular, then there's +1 in the base game, but there was not actually the +2. So you get the +2s for those here, then you also get the +3s for the others. Alright, so from this point, we're really just working our way straight back. This is the Camp of Death ahead. So there's going to be guys up top that you cannot reach until you cast Little Incense. You just can't get to them. And they're spamming fire pots. And then on top of that, there's a bunch of these fucks too. So if the guys up top start, getting you, you're probably, gonna get killed. You can fight these guys too, and they can easily kill you as well, as you see. This guy just doesn't stop. He just doesn't fucking stop. Kill the fuck out. Yeah, it gets annoying, man. Forgive my irritation. It gets pretty annoying. You guys gotta remember, I have to go through taking notes, and I gotta do it all again. So for me, I'm just burnt out on it. You know what I mean? It's fucking exhausting at times. I like the good boss fights. I like the exploration. I don't care for tedious game prep for no real reason. The only thing here is like the fucking smithing. There's no reason for it. There's no good items. There's no. All it is just to make you waste a bunch of time thinking you're gonna find something good. Because my first thought when I see places like this, it's like, oh shit, if they got all these guys, they must be hiding something really good. And you just waste an hour getting killed left and right to get a fucking Smith & 3. And you got the Bellberry for it to get infinite amount. It's just, poor design in my opinion. But the hard shit about the good items. You know what I mean? Instead, we can go get a super powerful talisman and there's like no one guarding me. But I think 3 is very well protected. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's pretty annoying. No, we're dead. We get caught again. Alright, either way, once again, excuse my irritation. Usually I have a lot of patience, but over 80 hours, guys. Over 80 hours straight. Really, I've been doing this for closer to 300. We've taken notes, so ready to get through it. I mean, I love the game. It's just, you know, areas like this take the fun away for me. Doing it twice? Yeah, you can imagine. Either way, guys, with that, you have made it to your catacomb. So you're going to have your militiamen from the first game. These are shadow militiamen. There's nothing different about them, but I bring that up because if you can get their outfit to drop, it's actually different. Especially like someone that, not such a completionist, but someone that just wants everything. This is what you want to go for here, guys. Because the outfits are technically different. I think it looks a lot better as well. You don't even have to kill them all if you don't want it. You know, you just run right past them for the catacomb door. Just to be thorough, we go to run up to this point. Ooh, no, we're not gonna kill me. Guys, you can chill the F out. Good. Thank you. I was hoping to get the outfit from one of them, but it's okay. So going on down to the first of 3 catacombs. There are 3 catacombs in the DLC, that's it. They're all pretty well spaced out too. So these are all around Death Knights, meaning there is a boss in this game called the Death Knight. There's different variants of him, but every catacomb you do gets like part of his set or part of his weapon. So the first one we meet, he's going to be dual wielding 2 lightning axes. Actually goes with the, you know, quality faith build, so it'd be dope to have. Then, you know, later on we'll fight another variant that has like a super big great axe that does lightning for, you know, the Death Knights, and we'll get that. And then the third one we get the armor set. So you're kind of just getting all the pieces to a set. Obviously there's gonna be other stuff going on too, but that's, you know, mainly what comes from it. Now going in here, you're gonna have different variants of enemies that you know, such as your imps. That's like a great sword that blows out sparks. Pretty odd. You can actually farm that up if you like it. So if you jump on it like a pogo stick, that can come up to 4 times. It might not be 4, but it could. So just be cautious. Now there's going to be traps in here that you're not used to. Wait on that bounce. You're going to run over here to the left. Wait for the bounce. Ooh, about to drop the gun on that one. Now since there's not one on this side, you just got to get away from it enough. There's one there. So bring it. Almost all these shadow realms are different. There is one that has that little pitchfork weapon, but it does fire. So even like, you know, that's very much different. Now in here is going to be a mage that has a spell that like ricochets off everything. It does a lot of fucking damage. If it goes and goes and goes, you're in trouble. It'll fuck you up, man. It'll kill you. So pretty much he shoots it, and if he misses, it'll hit the ground. Then it'll split into like fucking 10 shards and bounce all around the room. It's really powerful. And we will get that for mage builds, you know, sooner rather than later. No, I mean, it'll be a bit, but you'll get it in the DLC. So I should choose my words more carefully. I'll typically trigger this guy, try to roll through, and then run to the right. There's going to be another one. He's called Big Mouth. I'm sure you can see why. But we're actually going to summon for that guy. That's all he does. He'll just sit there and throw fireballs at you. Ancient Dragon Knight. This cook looks pretty dope. So, if you guys notice in the base game, the Ancient Dragon sees red lightning, not yellow lightning. That's an Ancient Dragon lightning. That's going to let you, I think it's pots, if I remember correctly. Yes, red lightning pots. So it's like, you know, Ancient Dragon red lightning pots, technically. Just run right past him. Oh! Yeah, I'm sitting here fucking up. Fuck him. It's not worth it. It's not. There's another passage we can take to get to him. There's virtually nothing else up there, but we'll show it. So as you move forward, wait for that. Here, take it. And the first thing you want to do is go all the way across. Don't worry about that guy. Like, never gets you that first time. But if you're not quick, you know, he will get you the follow-up. Not resin. So now we want to go over here to the left. So you're going to have to ride it. Wait, back up. Now this takes you around to where that mage was up top before. So it takes him a minute to cast. You should typically be able to run him down so he can't get that off. Where is it? Oh yeah, we did take him down. Yeah, so he was standing here. That's where we were under. Now going up from here, you're gonna have 2 soldiers. Then you're gonna see the knight back there. We're technically 3 soldiers because there's one that wants to sneak up on you. There he is. There he is. Alright. Get them down. Yellow Fergula Bloom, and then there's an item I missed my first 2 playthroughs of the DLC. It's so well hidden because you just wouldn't think of it. So in there, yes, there's a knight to take down, and then there's a soldier to the right who's going to try to, interrupt you, just come out of nowhere and fuck you up. So what you're going to do is go over here to the right hand side, wait for it, roll on top. Now I missed this, and you can see why. I never thought you could go to that edge to see that was coming down. I mean, it's so easy to miss that kind of stuff, But it does lead to a pretty dope summon. So it's going to be that really big knight guy. So you're going to get the Holy Great Hammer and the Great Shield. I mean, he's pretty formidable, right? When you deal with him. So he's going to be a good summon. He's no mimic, but you want to do different things. There you go. Now from here, we're going to take out his help. See if I can get one on him. But oh, we could. Yeah, you could actually take them both down from here. I don't think he's that bad. But if you want to, you can. Do it. Great Ghost. So that's, this is another chance to fully upgrade one of your special summons, because those are like your Somber Tens and your Ancient Dragon. They are limited per playthrough. Now that we have this, we're going to backtrack. Because all this was like a hidden area, if you will. I mean, it's right there, you know what I mean, like the top's not so much hidden, although it kind of is. And that's going to take us back where we were. You're going to wait for this to go back up. You got to drop and roll behind you quickly, or you will get caught. Plus, we want to go this way anyway. So if you go this way, there's going to be this guy right here. So your Yellow Fergula Bloom, and then I'm going to let you guys know, there's no reason to take this ladder, but we're going to do it so no one thinks we're missing stuff. I mean, honestly, to be fair, there's Yellow Fergula Bloom. I mean, so there's crafting up here, but all it's really doing is bringing you back around where Big Mouth was up top, so you have another opportunity to kill him. It looks like you may have fell down. But yeah, that's that room. We're straight across where you originally came from, so there's no real point to take it, but you can. I'm pretty sure that fall will kill you too, so make sure you use the ladder. It doesn't look like it will, but I'm almost certain it does. Run. Pick up. Run. That's about the first half of the catacomb. You're gonna notice you got a lift right here to take you down to the rest. I mean, to be completely honest, it might be a little bit more than, half, but you know what I mean. Like, this is getting towards the back end, the end. And there's still quite a bit here. I found this catacomb so fucking confusing my first time, because you know what the main route is for the most part, but there's so many spin-offs that you're like, well, if I take this path, can I get back to the other path and get stuff there? And if I take this one, but if you actually do it in order, it lines up so you can get everything. But we don't know that. You always feel like you're going to miss something, So these are all your fire bearers. Remember I said it looks like he's got that same weapon the guy used in the main game, but all he does with his blow fire is different. I've never got to drop. I'm not saying it won't, I've just never seen it for myself. So once you guys got them cleared up, you're going to see a mage in here, but you don't see the imp that's about to come for you. I'll usually ignore the imp just to get him down, because that magic does so much fucking damage. By the time you turn around, you're just doing the guard counters, go down. You see what I'm saying? It just makes life easier. We're going to get our Gloveworks. I swear I was hearing another one going crazy, because I'm like, I know there's no one left. We went up top and made sure that other guy was dead, and he was. But either way, so just going out to where that tile starts, wait for it to bounce. Then we go right here, hold up your shield. Wait for it to bounce. Now next little nook we stop and we're going to fall to the floor. It's going to be a drop. which means when we go through it again, you're gonna have to like tuck here for the trap, so you don't fall back down again. You know, just be cautious when we go back through. You're just gonna be running around in circles for 10 years. You know what I mean? Or get hit by spikes, which the spikes will not kill you with one hit for you're worried about getting hit. It won't kill you. It's gonna do a lot of fucking damage, but you know, if you're like me, you want to get everything done in one clean loop through, right? Everything's going so smooth. I'd hate to get killed by it, but thankfully it's not a one shot. Going on into your next room, these guys are two things that stand out. That is either fire and see or blood loss. It's not like we have to kill them. They don't drop anything good. Mainly glass shards. They could drop smithing though. It's just rare. But more importantly, they'll kind of just crowd you in a corner, and you got two mages. So if you get stuck, like there's a bunch in this room, they can do very well with locking you down. Nice, so you see two mages. Also, I noticed how much fucking damage they can do with that spell. Absolutely brutal. Trying to get this spell. So right over here is electro charge. It's actually pretty cool. Just the damage isn't quite there. It's another way to get off the damage, but it's more defensive. So it's an incantation that will cast lightning all around your body. So when enemies bump into you, you're hitting them, you'll get off a little bit of lightning damage, but the damage is not that great. And the more you charge the spell, like you could hold it to charge it more before you cast, and it'll do greater damage. But if you really want to use it, that's meant to be used in like water. So you charge it up as much as you can to buff your body as much as possible, and then you're fighting enemies in water. So I think that's to get the best out of it. You can still use it; it's still extra damage, still add up with your hits. But all in all, you know, that's how I would recommend using it. So now that we got that, we're just gonna do a full loop around. Wait on it, and we could actually run all the way down to that second nook. Just remember, it's gonna be tight time-wise. You don't want to drop all right here, broken glass, useless, but it's an item. 100% walkthrough, that means even the useless bullshit, you know, it's not technically 100%. There's a lot of times I'm like, hey guys, this shit ain't worth it, let's not do it, but it just doesn't seem like not to cover every bit of content with walkthrough. Just try to rush him down. Now, as far as progression, if you go to that door, that's it, you know, that's the end, you get to the boss, and you're good. However, there's actually another little secret, pretty big one too. I hated the fact that there was no platinum to get for the DLC because there's so many things where I could see them attaching a trophy for just finding it. It's so hidden. So like right here, just go, get to the edge, it's tight so you can roll in. If that doesn't work, just try to jump from before the rail and get it. So Blink Bolt Ash 4, it's kind of like Bloodhound Step where you dive across real quick, but it does lightning. It does like, with my build, it was doing 300 AR, which virtually isn't anything, but it's a dodge, you know, so the damage isn't what that's for, it's just a dodge capability, but the fact that it's adding in damage every dodge just makes you get even more damage off throughout the fight, so it's still a very smart ass reward. Now getting here, this is one of the bigger secrets in the DLC. This is something you're going to run into a few times. So Stone Sheathed Sword, you're going to pick this up, you're thinking, I'm 100 hours in the game, it's got to be a great weapon. It's so hidden in the DLC at that. And then you're like, 89 plus 46 in scaling. What the fuck is this? And if you were to read about it, a sword that none can pull from its scabbard of cracked stone, a relic of lost civilization from a time long past, said to have served a ritual purpose at altars of light and darkness. So what's going to happen is you're going to find two altars. One is the altar of light, which will be the first one you find. Then the second will be the altar of darkness. They change places. It depends on in the order you find things. So if you would have found whatever altar you find first, that's what the sword is. So it'd be more of a pain in the ass to come back here every time. So this is why you want to find the sword here first. So then the second altar will be, light. The second altar will be darkness, and the third altar will always be light. But it can change depending on how you found this. So they're both going to turn the sword into very powerful, like strength faith sword. and it's like quality faith, but I think strength favors the scaling. But with that being said, the Sword of Light will do Astral War, will float in the air and shoot a bunch of fucking like laser beams all in the area. But what it does is it buffs your holy damage, and then the Sword of Darkness does something similar. So we're floating, put a bunch of black cloud in this huge AoE circle, and that debuffs the enemy's holy damage negation. So they're really good. So like if you're like, I'm going to the Halo tree, I have a holy build, this is gonna suck. There you go, debuff them if you're that worried about it. I said during the walkthrough that everyone says, faith builds fall off, and I call building on that because, going to the Halo tree, with our recommended build for the walkthrough is Pyromancy, so our faith build held up just fine. But regardless, we put on a faith weapon, and it was killing every enemy there in 2 hits, and then our Blasphemous Blade killed every enemy in 2 hits. Yeah, you might do a little less damage because of their defenses, but it's not even noticeable. Still kills the enemy in 2 hits, so, you know what I mean? Every basic enemy. But that's why I think people put too much thought to that. They don't really understand that holy defense is not the same thing as holy immunity. It just sounds dumb. That's why I try to clear up that misconception, because it makes new players think, oh, I better not do this build because I'm in trouble. That you should do whatever you want to do. Don't let people talk you out of something because they don't understand, So I did want to kind of touch on that because, with the debuffs that the Sword of Darkness could do, it might help people that are worried about it. But either way, guys, getting back on topic, all we did was run straight across after coming out of there, so I had a second to talk to you guys, not a big deal. So up ahead is going to be your first Death Knight. So Death Knights always use lightning. They have an incantation where they can throw a lightning bolt at you, like you've seen before, but this time it's going to do a spread shot of like 5 lightning bolts. It's delayed, but just make sure you dodge through it. He has a few different combos. He's dual wielding lightning axes. He has an Astral Board where he'll use that blink bolt, and then he's going to do like a cyclone spin with both axes, and he'll double this up. So you want to just kind of block or dodge through it, or you're going to have big trouble here. The biggest thing is his grab attack, which is delayed. If he grabs you, he's going to take all of your health and add it back to his. So even if you survive it, all that work you did in his health bar was for nothing. It gets it all back. So that's the biggest thing. And then when it comes to his combos, usually he'll go like right swing, left swing, and then a cross swing. So that's a 3-hit combo. After the 3rd hit, guard counter. The other one is like a 5-hit combo. If you see it being extended, where he's like spinning around, make sure after that 5th hit you guard counter. But that's as far as the strategy is guard counters, y'all. That's it. We're gonna keep it simple here. I've never seen him come in like that right at the start. Dual lightning bolt? I've never seen the dual lightning bolt. Alright, so that's the 5-hit combo. Try to get up a hill. We'll probably get hit for it, but there we go. You just gotta learn to read the combos. There's 3, 4. Oh, there's a grab. Yeah, that's the big one. So lightning at you. This one's not so bad. It's delayed. That's 4. That's twice. You're dead. Yeah, that's it. So that's the challenging part of the fight. But I've never seen him throw 2 lightning bolts like that. The multi-hit lightning bolts, never back to back. Hit a lightning bolt in each hand. Never seen that. Like I said, there's a slight delay to it, then you dodge it. It doesn't have to be so bad. It just was. It just was. Just because you're pissing me off today. Just because you're pissing me off today, bud. That'll give us probably 60-70% more damage with the cheer, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So deflect hard cheer. I'm sorry, deflect cheer. Yeah, I think it's deflect hard cheer. There's 3. Oh, yeah. Way bigger. Damage is never a problem if it's lining up in the pack. Dodge. We're still at 4 health here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So lightning, wait, delayed. Escape the second. Remember, if you're using that deflect hard, you want to block at the last second. Not hold your shield up. Use it as a parry. That's going to make your guard counter do more damage. time he gets up, it's probably good. Let's hit with our action forward. Very much worth a little bit of damage to take. So you're always going to get 2 things from the boss. The 3 catacombs. Like I said, there's 3 catacombs. You're always going to get 2 items. It's always going to be a weapon and a talisman. So Death Knight's Twin Axes, really good. Crimson Amber Medallion +3. So this catacomb will get the Ember, the other one will get the Stamina, the other one will get the Mana, and it's always going to be the +3 variant than whatever weapon he had. So from here, so we can show off some of the DLC weapons. I would like to go ahead and jump to the round table hold. I'm not going to max it out, but I'm probably going to go ahead and just bring it up to like +9. I don't like the range. I don't care for dual axe moveset. Some people love it, just, you know, my opinion. I don't care for it. Still, it's probably one of the better weapons of the game, period. Because of that lightning damage, the scaling is nice, and Ash of War is just exceptionally powerful. It's the moveset for me. And it's, you know, like I said, to each his own. Everyone's got different things they like and don't like. It's okay. You don't have to agree. But, I mean, all in all, it's very powerful. So, the AR is 580, almost 600. You gotta remember, 40-40, because I'm doing quality and faith, I'm like 40-40-40, so my stats aren't the highest. If I had it dialed in for pure quality or like strength faith, they'd be getting way more damage. But, you know, it is what it is. Still very, very, very good weapon. If you're doing strength faith, you have enough dex to wield it, I highly, highly recommend this. Like I said, the Ash of War is really good. So the Ash of War, the follow-up is what does damage. The first attack's Blink Bolt. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it does damage, but it's more of a dodge. So, boom, you're dodging the other way, you're, you know, going around, dodging the boss, getting off damage. And the follow-up's what fucks shit up. Let me see if I can find a target here. So, just the dodge itself does like 300 AR every time. Let's see. So, yeah, 230, and then boom. You see that? That was one hit. So, it's really good. It's really powerful. So from this point, what we're going to be doing, like I said, this episode, we're going to go ahead and clear the furthest side over here if you guys want to put a marker. And we have a camp to clear on the way. Then we'll just get on the main trail and knock this out, and that's where we're going to wrap. We're not going to have time to, because this other stuff leads to other regions or getting a forge to do, and we just don't have the time. So either way, getting back on the main path. Look down to the right, and that takes you to the forge. We're just not there yet. What we're going to do is we're going to stick on the main road, clear the guys by the road, then we're going to work into this camp right here on the left. So if you guys want to put a marker there, you can, but there's just no need. Because if you just rush into the camp, these guys get behind you and you get put down your section. Just one of these guys actually works and kills you flat out. The whole thing goes up. So just imagine what, you know, 5 or 8 are going to do. It's not going to be fun. So let's go for lightning. Right here is a really unique spear. I do not like spears. The thrusting weapons for me is just not like, oh yeah, because they're boring. And then I like to have that wide swipe for, you know, I guess tactical situations, you could say like that, right? Because sometimes the thrust isn't the best thing, you know. Being able to swipe, you can hit multiple enemies at once, it just works better. Where the fuck are you? With that being said, this one stands out to me. This is Swift Spear. So, purely dex. Obviously, you're going to be putting on different Ashes of War and affinities. But what I like about it, you see that? That's the light moveset. I'm tapping R1 one time. Wop, wop. And then if I hit the follow-up, I get 5 hits off 2 clicks. So that's 1, follow-up, 2, 3. You see what I'm saying? And then the heavy attack is just regular heavy attack for spear, but it's super light. Like, look, we have 3 fucking weapons on. No weight talisman. I'll think, yeah, no weight talisman, and we're fine. So I just really think the moveset is fire with this guy. Then you have your regular spear moveset, so you can jab behind the, not with heavy, but you can jab behind your shield where you're blocked the whole time. Actually, more impelling thrust, but this can all be changed. So, for a spear, that actually sticked out to me a lot. We might even use that on the final boss, we'll see. We'll see. See what the damage is looking like. But yeah, just phenomenal weapon. Phenomenal weapon. Get your hand down. Finally got that shield. I like it a lot. Also remember, if you two-hand this, you're getting 2 axes. I don't like that moveset. You stay so low to the ground. I always thought this is cool in my first playthrough. Almost like a scene from a movie. You got a soldier just looking off of a fucking canyon. Just little details like that make this game so great at times. Let's do some fuckers. Throw this bitch ass. Now, when you're over here, get your grave glover. But if you look down, you could actually drop all the way down, and this is going to be in a whole other region over here. However, when we take this path, that's also going to lead there. So that episode, what we'll do is we'll like fast travel back here. Then we'll go this way to clear the whole cliffside. Then we'll just like jump out. You know, then we'll go under here and just close off that whole section, because I told you guys this leads out to a region. So if you go this way, this will lead you on out to the Scadu Altus, but it also will loop around this way, then go under this again, and then that's how you reach the water. It's just so interconnected and complex at times. Gotta admire it. But either way, guys, getting back on task. What we're doing is just looking for the main road, the main side road. And it's going to take you all the way down to your next NPC, who's just a whiny pussy boy. He's a sissy boy. His name's Toldier. So he's like us and everyone else. You know, we're all supporters of Mikola. However, he's like in love with Saint Trina, who is Mikola as well, like Mikola's alter ego. And, you know, some story aspects happen, but he's a whiny little bitch. You'll see. He's super annoying. But for now, he's not bad. So right here is going to be your next cross. Make sure you interact. Abandon parts of the flesh of my body. And we talk to Toldier. So if you're doing arcane, you want to use poison, this is your guy. He sells all the poison consumables, all the poison crafting, so you can craft consumables. On top of that, he has your perfume bottle for Dex Arcane.
Lady Leda spoke of you, another tarnished. Guided here by Mikola the Kind. My name is Tiolier. I too am tarnished. So, well, here's to new beginnings, I suppose. I'm sorry. But, well, I'm not much good at anything is all. I'm as weak as a kitten and thick as 2 plank. I've always been this way, since the very day I was born. I'm afraid the only thing I'm proficient in is poison.
That just kind of tells you how much of a sissy he is. You know, you have a man, there should be warriors. Only thing he knows how to use is poison. You know, if you got to poison your enemy, in my opinion, you're a coward. You know, and you'll see that just play out more and more. There's some hidden secrets and stuff for this quest line as well. But like I said, all your poison consumables, your poison crafting stuff to craft consumables, and sleep stuff too with Trace Lily, and then deadly poison perfume bottle. So it's getting scaling in scaling in arcane and dex. Poison build up at 39 plus more arcane, more poison. But what I'd like about this is because let's say you get the lightning perfume bottle, it does pure lightning damage, nothing else. So this is actually getting physical. You know, like I said, lightning does pure lightning, no physical. So this is actually getting mainly physical with that dex, but it also builds up poison too. So it's probably one of the more potent ones, although lightning's like crazy fucking strong. But either way, now we got that. I was just going to keep working our way through and try to kill the enemies. But there's a cursed blade, which we all know how obnoxious they are, and a bunch of other guys. I don't want to lose almost 500,000 nerds, so I'm going to go and grab a level. We got like 400,000. That's a 47. Yeah, so we'll be taking that all the way up to 60, and then we'll just go damage from there. Honestly, towards the end, I'm going to be pulling some out of strength. Strength will probably go down to like 30. I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to try to bring them both up together. We're not going to get that many levels. Guys, my fat ass actually just like set on my headphone cord and pulled it out of my damn controller. But either way, I don't think we're going to get enough levels. You know, to go 60, 60, 60 and all of them is going to be too difficult. But I do believe we can get that 60 to faith because there's some really good spells I want to have access to. And then we'll bring one of them. I'll decide. You know, but we might go down to like 25, 30 strength and then just bring dex as high as I can get it. I think that would be, you know, a pretty viable option. But we'll see, because unless I farm or go into New Game Plus, I'm not going to have the levels to put it together a build where I could use a bunch of stuff I want to use, unfortunately. But it's fine. Eventually, we're going to get to some permanent weapons for the build I'll be using, but the good ones don't come for a long... I mean, there's some really good ones, but the ones I want don't come for a long time. And there's a reason, you guys will see. So, we are going to take out everyone on the main path. Good God. These guys are annoying. We're all impressed. We are going to take everyone out on the main path, and the reason for this is that's what we're working, so we don't want to get put down because we ignore, enemies that really can get in trouble. Did I get a vote? Thank you. Bit rough at times, man. Bit rough at times. Alright, so from here, that was that split. Like, we just went over and talked to Toliate. So, like I said, we're sticking on the main road. And there's also a larval tier here you got to get at night. But there's a side of grace we'll be getting soon. So, you're not far from the first place. You guys remember how bad these guys are. I'm hoping he doesn't put us down. But, I mean, he might. He might. He should be popping out any second now. Every time I go down here, like, I know he's, yeah, there he is. I know he's here, but I keep thinking he's, like, further up. So they know to, just put me down. About time. About time. That's the other thing in the base game. We used to talk about, so most enemies, it's pretty much 2 charge heavies, 2 guard counters, and then you get that critical. And the DLC that knows it's more like 3. A little bit. We got some creepy ass masks. There we go. Alright. It's pretty good. Just make sure it's all done as we go through. We'll be going through on Torrent when most of the enemies are clear, just to show you guys what there is, what there's just not. Yeah, this is why I don't like the axe. No reach. You miss everything. Super good weapon. I'll say it again. One of the stronger weapons in the game. Reach is absolutely abysmal. It's so bad, man. I mean, if I'm missing guys in front of my face, it'd be hard to recommend. Although I shouldn't like it, I could because how good it is. Unless you're spamming the Ash of War. I don't know. Dual wielding can get, consecutive hits. It might just depend on who you're fighting more than anything else. Yeah, I mean, it's super good, super powerful. But I don't enjoy missing guys to put away. It's just, doesn't seem like a viable option to me. That's just cannon fodder. Grave work. Larval tier and the grave ward are some of the biggest items you're going to find. We're not far from our side of grace. Now, you're going to get into another NPC quest here in a second. Now, if I don't go over his dialogue now, even though we're not doing this next episode, you won't see it play out, because pretty much you're going to hear this guy like squealing in the background, but if you right away and come back, you won't get this line of dialogue again. So we'll go ahead and show this off. So he's going to reference Baal. Baal is like the pseudo-stacks of the DLC, essentially. Really big ancient dragon type. He's like ungodly. He's like a god. He's fucking crazy. Well, this guy's been trying to take out Baal forever, and Baal's destroyed his body. And he's like a dragon hunter, but Baal's destroyed his body and everything else. So when we run into Baal, we'll summon him for the fight and get some items.
Baal! Vile Baal!
One of the best voice actors in the game.
Oh, terror incarnate! There is life in me yet! I will soon feast upon your heart! Mark my words! You too shall know fear!
So, my blind playthrough, I didn't have my headphones in, and he just started screaming, and I remember my old lady looking at me like, what the fuck are you watching? It's wild, bro. Alright, so like I said, even though we're not doing this yet, I wanted to get that dialogue to show you guys, because it won't be there once you rest and come back. So from here, what we're going to do is change this to nighttime, so we don't, miss that larval tier. I'm not going to do the whole area. We're going to change it tonight, grab the larval tier, reset, get some light back for us, because we want to see what's going on. There's a lot of enemies, a lot of birds, a lot going on here. Now, I know it's up the road a bit. I didn't put my notes exactly where, but I'm pretty sure it's uphill. Regardless, it is on the left-hand side. You're not going to miss it. Just say it's nighttime. When we get there, we'll put a marker so you guys know. It should be right. We should be sitting on top of this shit. Is that it? Yep, there it is. So it's going to be far left when you start seeing the birds over here by the cliff. So quickly, we'll jump back to Pillar Path Waypoint. See what time of day they give us. Nope. Alright, well, let's go ahead and change it back to day. Because like I said, it's important we are all able to see what, what's going on. Alright. Alright, so now all we're really doing is just sticking on the main path. Like I said, there will be a few things in the open areas, like pretty much behind where we're going now. But we can just get on tour and knock that out. It's virtually nothing. A couple crafting. Alright, so that is your second piece of the Gravebird set. We were talking about this a while, how the Gravebird set is going to be spread around throughout the whole DLC. You find one here, you find one there, right? So, order of acquisition. Is it the top? Or no, it's the very bottom. They do it in exact order. So that's your Gravebird set there. So at this point, I do believe is that, and then the chest piece, which is right. Yeah. So Gravebird armor. Then you got the Gravebird gauntlets right here, bracelets. And what's crazy too, it's weird because you get the full set, right? So Gravebird, but there's like 2 helms, there's 2 chest pieces, which you can kind of make it into 2 different sets, if you want to do that. So that's pretty cool. Also, I don't like to stay in order of acquisition. It's just a pain in the ass. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to look for this weapon. Oh, where was I in the game when I found it? Like, it's just too much to think about. I just want to be able to go right down to what it is. Order of acquisition is only when you're trying to, like, I guess, do a walkthrough and talk about doing stuff for shit. Especially when the game's 100 hours. Like, well, when did I get that Banished Knight Greatsword? It's too wild. Alright, so make sure you're using your lock-on. Your lock-on here will be your best friend. Your lock-on will be your best friend. Sometimes, if he interrupts you with the guard counter, you can tank through it. Unlike most enemies, still get that hit off, but not always. That's why you usually want to do it at the end of the combo so you don't get hit. But if you do, usually you can just try to tank through it. If you're gonna notice that they're using like discus spells, I think that's what it's called. It's like discus of light. It's kind of like Ghost Flame if enough of it builds up, I'm pretty sure. So try not to get hit by it. But there's an area later in the walkthrough, which is wild because there's like 5 of them, and when they aggro, they all instantly do that spell. And when this happens, you're just, it's definitely one shot. I always tell people not to spam actions before because you never get better at the game. But I notice myself forgetting I have to a lot. Now there's plenty to the regular combat, but you don't want to all but forget about them. I gotta start using them more often, just not too much. Don't want to get spammy, but you do want to use them. So either way, guys, going on up, this is going to bring you to a chest with the ancient dragon smithing stone. So it's going to be another plus 25 for regular weapons. Fully upgrade something if you want. Because right now we got, I'm not using Summer 10 because I'm not going to keep this like that. Yeah, plus 25, plus 10, plus 25. So everything else is, fully upgraded. Another thing I love about this tower, is you can come up here, and let's just say you want to put on, it doesn't matter which bow, just something you can zoom in with. Okay, just get on this ledge, and you can overlook and just see the world. Like, that's 3 paths across right there, right? But that is the final legacy dungeon. Look at that shit. Well, that's where we're just working. The final legacy dungeon's up here in the sky. It's so fucking cool. And that is one of your last areas right there. That's later to come. You have all this stuff. You have the Shadow Keep, really cool. That's where Mesmer is. And there's so many locations, churches, and cathedrals, and then that's not even talking about the lower portions. And I told you guys there's one zone that had like this enormous fucking dragon that we'll get to later, and you get to climb on it and all that shit. There's a whole dragon region here. That's him right there. So you see, that's just a big dead dragon that we're gonna climb over. and that's gonna get you to the red area. Then over there is the cerulean coast. Look at that, and that's underground. Like there's so much cool shit. So if this is like a blind playthrough, or you know your first playthrough of the DLC, just look. You guys are in for a good time, man. Like the world is so fucking cool here. It's so cool. So I guess we can just ride this down. Only thing else we're gonna do, we're already almost at an hour now. We're gonna hop on Torrent, just kind of ride around the open area to show you guys we're not missing anything, or grab the the little items that are left. So essentially, when we go down the tower, like over here in the cliff, there's a few things, and really that's honestly it. If you guys want to go through the woods and check things, feel free to do so. But the big thing here is going out. I do believe there's like something around the back. Wasn't anything crazy. Is this the guy? There's something I didn't write down because I found it when I was double checking stuff in between episodes. Maybe it was just no, there it is. I didn't write it down, but I remember I found this rose. It's after I already took my notes. I was double checking some stuff. Found that. But either way, that leads us to the same places we're going. So it's like a little cliff. There's an under area here, then another little cliff. You can get to it all by just climbing up. So this is right under the tower we just did. You should be able to just kind of jump across. You can see this platform, so just to kind of show you that we got it all. So we've got a couple little animals. Then this will take you down and overlook what we're going to be doing next. It also, I think, gives you like a drop point to get down to gravesite plates, your first area. There should be like little stones you can drop from. I'm not seeing it though. No, that's gravesite. The stones are up a little bit more, but that's all it really is, just kind of connecting your areas. So that's what we're doing next episode, where your forges and everything else. Like I said, I just want to kind of show you guys that there's not really anything here. There's the smithing stone we grabbed, but that's really it. Everything else is just stuff that's it's going to come later on. Like that's what we're doing next episode. So don't worry about nothing else. But like I said, it shows you we're not missing anything. So for next episode, the best the starting point is still going to be Castle Front. Is we got to get back on that main path, but there's a other branch off. So this is where we're going to wrap up. I think we're way too far from a level, unless we got some really big ones, which those, that's what, 25,000. That still wouldn't even be enough, so I'll just wait off of those levels. Either way, guys, as always, I hope you guys are enjoying the walkthrough. Please subscribe for more Elden Ring, and we will catch you back here shortly.